With Halloween on our doorstep, it might be prudent to appreciate some of the most unsettling and spooky of gaming's foes. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 scary video game bosses. For this list, we're reaching into the dark depths of video games to find those boss characters that best scare, disturb, and unseat audiences all over the world.
And you are one of them.
We're limiting this list to one boss per franchise, with a couple of other caveats. Said bosses don't need to come from horror games, but they have to be combated or battled in some fashion. Number 10. Killer Croc, Batman: Arkham Asylum.
A toy collar won't stop me from killing you, Batman.
We tip our hat to you, Scarecrow, but this scaly beast offers a little bit more in the ways of terror. Early in the events of Batman: Arkham Asylum, players are introduced to the brutish nature and unsettling hunger of Killer Croc. A former carnival freak born as Wyland Jones, Croc is now keen on murder and cannibalism, as well as hunting down the Caped Crusader himself.
I've got your scent, Batman. I will hunt you down.
The tension rises before reaching a climax in Arkham's sewers, where Croc relies on sudden appearances and charging attacks in his bid to finally end Batman. Thank goodness for batarangs and explosive gel. Number 9. Crocomire, Super Metroid. It might be short, but it's no less capable of spooking the player. While exploring the volcanic region of Norfair on the planet Zebes, bounty hunter Samus Aran is faced with the imposing creature known as Crocomire. Already rendered intimidating by its resistance to all conventional weapons, Crocomire's use of fireballs and claws raises its ability to evoke fear. Thus, the ensuing battle is tense, with Samus having to push onward to ensure the beast's fiery demise. And, whew, that scream. Plus, even then, Crocomire isn't quite done. Number 8. Legion, Castlevania series. Fear it, for it is many. A recurring boss in the Castlevania series, Legion first appeared in Symphony of the Night in the catacombs of Dracula's castle. From its first appearance in the catacombs of Dracula's castle, Legion distinguishes itself from the other foes in the player's path. First and foremost, it appears to be a sphere constructed from multiple layers of human bodies, disturbing in scope and in imagery. Legion also stands as a notable physical challenge. It can drop bodies from its surface as zombies, shower the surrounding chamber in corpses, and fire difficult-to-evade beams. Legion is at once threatening and deeply unsettling. Number 7. The Keeper, The Evil Within. Probably best to just keep clear of this fellow. In the 7th chapter of 2014's The Evil Within, players are brought face to face with the Keeper, a box-headed being with a knack for lethal injury. Designed to symbolize past crimes kept hidden, the Keeper walks a fine line between being distinctive in appearance and dangerous in action. It wields both a large meat-tenderizing hammer and a spike-filled sack, being all too willing to chase you down wherever it shows up. Add to that its use of debilitating barbed wire mines, and the result is a truly imposing boss. Number 6. Tentacles, Half-Life. Aggressive from the outset, the tentacles are not easily trifled with. As theoretical physicist Gordon Freeman makes his way through the devastated Black Mesa facility, it becomes necessary for him to cross through a rocket propulsion silo. There, he's faced with the extraterrestrial horror of a trio of tentacles, rooted by some means to the silo itself. Besides their ghoulish visual design, what makes the tentacles scary is that they can't see, but they can hear you very well, forcing you to stay quiet and use grenades as a distraction. Fortunately, it's said that the rocket engines themselves are quite handy as a means of disinfectant. Number 5. The Sorrow, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The spirit of the warrior will always be with you, and that's terrifying.
I am the sorrow. Like you, I too am filled with sadness.
Towards the end of Metal Gear Solid 3, CIA operative Naked Snake experiences a near-death experience by way of falling into a river, bringing him before the Sorrow.
Now you will know the sorrow of those whose lives you have ended.
The ghost of an elite soldier, the Sorrow had a unique gift in life, being able to summon and embody the souls of the dead. In death, he brings forth any soldiers felled by Snake, while also firing mental bursts and forcing Snake to trudge through a purgatory-like realm. However, the real shock comes when the Sorrow triggers a fake game over scream. Man, that scream that Snake lets out is pretty chilling. Number 4. The Butcher, Diablo. Well, at least its nomenclature's fitting. The Butcher stands as one of the first bosses you will encounter in the original Diablo, being particularly notable for its brutality. Players who opt to undertake this quest to vanquish said demon are greeted with mutilated bodies and an imposing horned beast wielding a cleaver. Coupled with its blood-spattered attire and relentless desire to chomp you to bits, the Butcher is a true terror to behold and not for the faint of heart.
The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
Number 3. Nemesis, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Run though they may, Nemesis will find them.
How did he find me?
Designed by the Umbrella Corporation and named after the Greek goddess of vengeance, the Nemesis, short for Nemesis T-Type, is quite unorthodox. Unlike other tyrant creatures in the Resident Evil series, Nemesis possesses sufficient intelligence to follow precise orders, and has a habit of showing up at unexpected times. Its reliance on surprise attacks aside, the Nemesis leaves gamers unsettled through its ghastly appearance, its relentless pursuit of its targets, and its unparalleled regenerative capabilities. Number 2. Gygus, Earthbound. Embodying the power of evil itself, the alien Gygus is encountered in the climax of Earthbound, confronted by the kid hero Ness and company. The heroes are taken to a dimension of pure darkness, and glance upon the swirling horror that is the formless Gygus. Said to have been inspired by a scene from the 1957 Japanese film The Military Policeman and the Dismembered Beauty, Gygus' vaguely twisted form fits with the unknowable nature of himself. Thus, the terror at play here is based on how little we understand about Gygus, and how uncomfortable that makes the audience. Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Pyramid Head, Silent Hill 2. There's nothing like a creature with geometry for its head to send us fleeing. Meant to represent protagonist James Sunderland's desire for punishment, Pyramid Head takes its concept to heart. Be it by brutalizing other monsters in the town of Silent Hill or chasing down James with its massive blade, Pyramid Head's persistence is matched only by its cruelty and mysterious nature. It kills without mercy, disappears and reappears of its own accord, and never clearly spells out its reason for being. If ever something were to frighten us to the core, this would have to be it. Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite scary video game boss? For more fright-inducing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.